You think the world is going to go back? So right now, the world is changing. But whether you like it or not, there are some things in the world that will not change. Those are fundamentals. They never change. I was listening to, what's his name? This famous guy, what's his name? Amazon founder, Jeff Bezos. He was sitting on the chair. He says, everybody asks him all the time, what's going to happen in the world in the next 5 years? He says, I don't know. He says, but I can tell you some things will never change. He says, people will always want the cheapest possible goods, and they will want the fastest delivery service possible. He says, if you concentrate on those two things, giving people value for money and delivering it on time, he says, there is no way in the world you will fail. He keeps hanging on the fundamental, yet he has made more money than anybody else on this planet. Because fundamentals are critical. Amen? And the way we are going right now in this country, we need to go back to the fundamentals. Jesus himself said, on this rock will I build my church. Not only that, remember what happened when he told us in Isaiah. He said to us, look unto the rock from which you have been heard. Then number 3, he says in Matthew chapter 7, he says, the person that builds his house on a rock, the storms will come. And I realized many years ago, it was T.D. Jakes that taught me this. He said, I used to think that the man that built his house on the rock, went to find rock and built his house. And the man who built his house on the sand went to look for sand and built his house. No. T.D. Jakes says he believes that the two of them were building in the same place. Same location, same place. He says one of them decided, now that I'm going to build, I'm going to dig into the ground until I find rock in which to lay my foundation. The other one said, no, I'm too tired. I don't have time for all this. Shebi is sand here. And he decided to build this house. That is why they could endure the same amount of storm. They had to be in the same location. That's why the economy could go bad. That's why dollar could go to 1,000 and somebody else will still be standing and somebody else will still be shaking. I want to beg you. I want to beg you. I'm literally begging you this morning. If you've never listened to me in 17 years, listen to me this year. Go back. Go back. And the Lord has been dealing with me by that. There are things I used to put in place. There are certain practices I used to do. There are certain liberties I've given to church leaders. There are certain liberties I've given to people here that I'm taking back. Not because I'm better than them, but because I realized by letting them go, we walked away from the fundamentals. Disciplines are coming back. Am I making sense? I want to beg you.